Okay, this tutorial is going to be really short and sweet. We're just going to make a score box that's just going to continually count up. We're not even going to stop it. We're just going to let it count up. And let's zoom out, fit in window. And to do that, what we're going to do is create a new layer on our timeline. So let's go to the second from the top layer and add a new layer. And we're going to call this score. We'll just call it score. This is where we're going to put the score. And we're going to take the text tool, and you'll notice in the properties window, when you select the text tool, you can pick static, dynamic, input. We've got to pick dynamic here, okay? Dynamic means it can change, can be affected by action script. And so there we have it. We've got a dynamic text box that we're going to make right here. And let's just go ahead and drag a text box. And let's move it so we'll be able to see it. And you could change the font size. And I'm going to make it smaller. Say like, let's see what 60 would look like. And you could pick a different font here. Get something that you want. Okay. And we have to give it an instance name for us to affect it with code, with ActionScript. So what I'm going to call this is score text box. Okay, I want to be very clear on what we're labeling, the score text box, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, so in the actions, go to this layer here with the actions. Let's open up the actions window, window actions. Where is it? Right here. And we are going to create a new variable called score. That's why on the stage I wanted to name that box score text box, so it didn't interfere with this in any way. So we're going to set it to 0. And let's create a new event listener to check the score. And we got to just come up with a name for this, for a function for this event listener to listen to. Enter frame. So every frame it's going to listen to this. And we'll just say, how about keep score? Sounds appropriate. Okay, and this right here is you could uniquely name your function. So when you're coding, you could have a little fun and make up whatever name you want for your functions. So I'm going to say function, keep score. So now we are defining the function. And of course it's an event. And here we go. We're just going to say, now to make that text box show what the score is, we have to say score text box. So that gets a hold of the text box we named. And then we have to say dot text. Okay, and then it's going to be equal to score, but the text box has to it can't just type a numerical value in there. It has to be turned into what's known as a string. So we're going to say score.toString. So it converts the numerical value into a string of letters for it of characters to go ahead and print out in that text box. So let's see what happens. We're going to go control test, and it set it to 0. Very good. Okay, now let's just make that number go up. So we're just going to make it continue. I see the actions box is right there. Okay, so I'm going to now, just after this line, I'm going to say score. We're going to increase it by 1. So every single frame, it's going to write the score, whatever it is, and then it's going to increase it in 1. And since this is looping over and over and over, it's going to keep increasing, and writing what the new score is. Okay, so there you have it, the score that's going up. And then in the next tutorial, what we'll do is we'll create something that comes across the screen, and when the robot runs into it, the score will stop. Okay, so have fun creating your endless increasing score. Have fun.